Hello everyone. Today we are going to study the chapter Force and Pressure. What is force? A push or a pull acting on an object to make it move is called force. The SI unit of force is Newton. Be careful while writing Newton because the name should be written in small letters and only the symbol letter should be written in capital. This is a push and this is a pull. Force has many effects on objects. Let's discuss them one by one. Force can make a stationary object move. Here, when the ball is at rest, the football player kicks it so it moves. The second one, force can slow down or even stop a moving object. Here, when the ball is traveling, it is in motion. When the player catches it, it stops. So, force can slow down or even stop a moving object because the player is putting a force on the ball to stop it. Third, force can change the direction of a moving object. Here, when the player is striking the ball, it moves in another direction and it is different from the direction in which it was coming. Fourth, force can change the shape of an object. Here, when the dough is subjected to force, the shape of it changes. This shows that force can change the shape of an object. Now, force has magnitude as well as direction. If two forces are applied to an object act in the same direction, the total force is the sum of the two forces. If two forces applied to an object are equal in magnitude and act in opposite directions, the total force on the object is zero because both forces will cancel each other. If two forces applied to an object act in opposite directions, then the total force is the difference between the two forces because one of the forces will be greater than the other, so their difference will be the net force. Here, in the first case, the force is applied on an object and that makes it move along the direction of the force applied. In the second case, both the forces are equal, so both of them cancel each other, leading to the object not being moved. In the third case, the force on the left side is more than the force on the right side. So the force will move along the direction applied and the object will move to the right side. Next, types of forces. There are two types of forces, contact forces and non-contact forces. Contact forces are further divided into muscular forces and frictional forces. Non-contact forces are divided into magnetic forces, gravitational forces, electrostatic forces. Contact forces are forces that act when two objects are physically in contact with each other. And non-contact forces are forces which act when two objects are not in contact with each other. Contact forces. The moving ball comes in contact with a stationary ball and gives it a force. That force is making the ball move. Here, the muscular force applied by the man makes the nails pierce the wooden planks. Now let's discuss frictional force, a force that resists the motion when two objects are in physical contact with each other is known as frictional force. Here the yellow arrow represents the direction of the force and the black arrow represents the direction of the friction. Friction occurs in all moving objects. It is always opposite to the direction of the motion. Friction mainly occurs due to microscopic roughness in the surfaces of the wooden box and the main surface. Non-contact forces. The first one is magnetic force. Here, the same poles repel and the opposite poles attract. This is due to the magnetic fields of the magnets. The north and south connect to each other, while the north and south respectively cut across each other's magnetic field, so that is not allowing them to come in contact with each other. Gravitational force. Gravitational force is the force that is applied by the earth to bring objects towards its center. A good example of it is throwing a ball upwards in the air and it comes down back again. Next, the electrostatic force. Electrostatic force. Here, when the balloon is rubbed with an woolen cloth, it becomes charged, and when this balloon, which is charged, brought near the water is attracted towards the balloon. Here also, the balloon and the water are not actually in contact, so they are called non-contact forces. Let's revise what we have learned. Force is a push or a pull resulting in motion of a body. Force is of two types, contact and non-contact forces. Force has many effects on objects. Friction is due to the roughness of a surface at the microscopic level. Thank you. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. In part 2, we will understand and learn about pressure.